On this episode of Tough Garage, we paint the cabin and start the body mods.
But I have a beautiful body.
Yeah, but your head needs panel beating. The whole cabin was bare metalled. The floor, the pillars, part of the firewall, the whole boot area, the rear quarters, everything. All these areas that were bare metalled were then painted in 415 black paint, except for directly above the chassis rails, as I was stitch welding them later and didn't want any burn through. So after that was done, it was onto the body mods and some rust repairs along the way. First up was the left hand side seatbelt mount, which was completely rusted out. I made a new piece out of the same thickness sheet metal and then welded it in. The sill panel in this section was also rusted out, and that was replaced with a new section from Rare Spares and also welded. The bottom of the left hand side A-pillar was also rusted out. I made a new piece and welded that in also. I removed the C-pillar vents and filled them in with a nice piece of sheet metal and welded that in. I made a second exhaust cutout on the rear beaver panel for the other exhaust outlet. The door jambs had these holes in them where an old style of rust prevention system had been used, so I made some filler pieces and welded them in. All the seams in the door jambs were also welded over and grinded smooth. The next mod was removing the drip rails. I cut them flush with the roof skin and door jambs and then welded them over and grinded them flush. To give the drip rails a new profile, I got some 6mm solid rod and bent it to shape and welded that on. I then used a die grinder to shape the weld along the new drip rail profile and gave it its nice new smooth rounded shape. I also cut out the cowl vents and welded in a filler piece. The original dash speaker was never going to be used again, so I cut out the grille and made a piece to place a third windscreen demister vent. Now it's time to move on to the engine bay. The radiator support was damaged when I pulled the motor out, and that had to be completely cut out and a new one welded in. Some rust repair was first up in the engine bay. A section underneath the front cowl needed to be cut out, remade and welded back in. A section underneath the original battery tray was rusted out, that was cut out and welded back in, and all the unnecessary holes in the engine bay were also welded over. All the seams and lips in the engine bay were cut away, welded over and smoothed. I made a trench nearest to where the dump pipe will go to allow clearance for a screamer pipe. So what is a screamer pipe?
A screamer pipe is a pipe that connects to an external wastegate. When the wastegate opens, air rushes through the screamer pipe to atmosphere. Because the air comes out so fast, it gives that screaming sound. This is not what a screamer pipe sounds like. This is what a screamer pipe sounds like.
I bought a whole front apron and grille section from Small Ford Spares out at Minto. The reason being I had a larger intercooler before and had cut away way too much of this section. I replaced the larger intercooler with one that fit much better and needed to replace this section that I had cut out previously. I had everything forward of the firewall, top and bottom, solder blasted here at home. I tell you what, I'll never do that again. I'm still getting solder out of places. So after the solder blasting was done, I then painted the top and bottom of the engine bay in 2-pack urethane epoxy primer.
Working on your car. Most people get businesses working on their car when needing work done. But more and more people are starting to work on their own cars. Know your skill limitations, but don't be scared to learn new skills. Research, get the right tools, and have a go. Tools can last you a lifetime if well maintained and have good quality. Dad is self-taught and has done the whole build on the Cortina here at home. You might be surprised what you can achieve. You can get your kids involved and teach them life skills. That's it for today's Leah's Life Lessons. Triple O out.
That's it for today's episode. On the next episode, we'll paint the undercarriage and start putting some of the suspension on.
Please give a like, subscribe and leave a comment.
Keep an eye out for our new episodes coming out in depth. where we get more technical with things that have already been done on the car.
And under construction, where we show you what we're doing while we're doing it. It's good, that was fine. So we show you what we're doing while we're doing it. That's good!
What we're working on currently. Where we show you what we're working on
We're
currently.
working on currently. Currently.
Where we show you,
It's fine. Fine. Whatever.
where we show you what we're working on as we're working on it.
That's exactly what I said!
Is it? That's
Well, we
okay.
show you what I'm working on while we're working on it.
First up was the left hand side seatbelt mount, which was completely rusted out. I made up some fresh. First up was the left hand side seatbelt mount, which was completely rusted out. I made a new mount out of the same size.
Same size.
I removed the C-pillar vents and made a. I made a second exhaust cutout on the rear beaver panel.
Hey, that's the sound of a screamer pipe.
I also cut out the cowl vents in front of the front windscreen and welded in a flush piece of sheet metal. The original dash.
This time you'll get it.
The original center dash.
Oh crap.
The original dash speaker was never going to be used again. Did I say dash? I don't know.
You got dash speaker. Dash speaker.
Okay. The original dash speaker was never going to be used again. Stop laughing.
You did it again.
I didn't.
You got
Dash.
You go
Dash.
yeah. You go dash speaker.
Did I?
Dash speaker.
Are you sure?
You
I'm
German.
going to kill you if I'm not. I replaced the larger intercooler with one that fit a lot better, and so I needed to replace this section that
A screamer pipe is a pipe that connects to an okay.
That connects to an external wastegate.
Because the air is coming really fast, it gives
It's coming out so fast, not coming so fast.
because the air is coming out super fast.
Yes. Cool.
This is what a screamer pipe sounds like.
Still too soon.
What do you want from me? This is what a screamer pipe sounds like.
No.
That's it for today's Leo's Life Lessons. Triple L out. I did it.
Yeah, you did.
That's it for today's.
For
That's-
taste.
Sorry, Tay. Just if he's watching this video, it's gonna be funny. That's it for today's.
What a dumb!
That's it for today's Leo's Life Lessons.
Pam!
Oh, yeah. That's it for today's Leo's Life Lessons. Triple L out. Oh, I did it. Oh my god. That's it for today's Leo's Life Lessons. To Liz. You did that just for the thing, didn't you?
Go.
Oh. That's it for today. That's it. So what do we say?
Oh.
For in depth. You say in depth and I'll say under
Okay.
construction.
No, in depth. We're going to the whole thing.
No, you say in depth and I'll say under construction.
Yeah, but what, the whole under construction thing?
Yeah.
Okay.